Kraken Packs After Hours. Welcome back to another episode of Kraken Packs After Hours, where we go through collections and different cool things that come through the shop, usually after midnight here when I get through some of this stuff. This collection right here is from a local game store here in Richmond, Virginia, by the name of Dawnstar Video Games and Arcade. It's in the Scott's Addition district of Richmond, Virginia, and is one of my favorite places to go to if I'm ever looking for retro video games or just cool, nostalgic 90s stuff. They also have an arcade where you can pay $10 and hang out there all day. One of the best arcade games in the city of Richmond. Plus, there's a little bit of a mystique to it. They don't spoil what the cabs are, don't spoil any of the machines that are in there until you actually get your chance to walk in and see for yourself. Without further ado, there's one more thing, and that is a giveaway on the channel for Battles of Legend Crystal Revenge. The Crystal Revenge has a chance of pulling a Starlight Exodian. All you have to do is subscribe and comment, and you have a chance to win that booster box. Let's go ahead and start cracking packs. First thing here that's a little interesting, and I believe this was just like a bundle of stuff they've got over the last couple months of just trading cards, is we have some non-Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, but it's in a Dragon Shield deck box, which is what I go to for all of my main, you guys know when I'm completing master sets, I'm always using Dragon Shield everything. Just usually you can find them in a pretty good deal on Black Friday, and I just load up. I try to match set color, to the actual what the set it is. It's LOB. You're gonna match LOB with blue sleeves, or if not, but anyways, what we're looking at here is not the Score Dragon Ball Z cards, but this is actually something that predates it with the character cards. So just some cool stuff. I know this is a Yu-Gi-Oh channel, but I did want to kind of showcase these just a little bit. And again, it's Kraken Packs After Hours, long format. We're here to hang out and just kind of walk down trading card memory lane. There's Nail, one of the homies that helped try to beat Frieza. I mean, he worked with Piccolo. They did a little fusion here there. Didn't quite work out, but it was quite a... It was a time where Piccolo still mattered. Bring back Piccolo. Doria. Yeah, this is right in the first two seasons of Dragon Ball Z, which is, of course, when I got into it here. Let's see. We got the Scouters, and yeah, so just some older Dragon Ball Z cards. I did see that we had some Score stuff as well as just a little fun how to play the game. Okay, so here we go. We got Dragon Ball Z. This looks like a mix of Score. And then the first ones don't look like Score, they look like Panini. Oh, okay, so they have the same back, but they're the Panini cards. Okay, so these are a little bit later. These are a little bit later cards. Because they did keep the back the same, I believe, when they brought it back. Maybe there's a Dragon Ball Z collector that can correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, here's the best episode of Dragon Ball Z filler right there, where they learn how to drive. Can you imagine that in Yu-Gi-Oh? Episode where Yu-Gi-Moto has to learn how to drive? That'd be kind of interesting, huh? Oh, we've got Goku. If there's anything worth value, please let me know. I might even throw you in a little cut, but I think this is just mostly bulk here. Very cool. All right, so here we have this Joey tin, which has seen better days. Woo! I have to clean my hands after this one, but let's go ahead and see in here. I have no idea what's in this collection. They're pretty sure it was just a lot of bulk. Skimmed it pretty quickly. Didn't seem like there was anything crazy, but that's kind of one of the fun things here is you never know what you're gonna get. Let's check this out. We got Psychic Jumper. Okay, so already I can tell we have a eclectic mix of cards from looks like we're looking at 5Ds backwards. Beyond that, 5Ds back to GX and before. Got Dark World Lightning, Level Up. Here's some old school cards. We have a first edition starter deck. I was hoping maybe that was an LON. That would have been cool. Scapegoat, Wonder Wand, always a few dollars with that card there. Soujin, we got some LOB. Has Soujin ever gotten a reprint? Maybe in the starter deck. Oh, Change of Heart, very nice. Can we take those? Mystic Walk, Banner of Courage, Nettles, a bunch of other 5Ds era cards. We do have an Evil Thorn. I think Evil Thorn got reprinted at one point, but it was getting kind of up there, in terms of just common bulk. And then it got reprinted in Ghost from the Past 1, which, by the way, if you want to see some Ghost from the Past opening, go ahead and check that out right now on the screen. Oh, we got Blackwing. So a lot of 5Ds collectors that I talk to, are very, very into Blackwing cards. Very much so. It is one of the iconic archetypes of 5Ds. But me personally, you guys see me rep the Black Rose Dragon playmat, and that's because not only is Black Rose Dragon one of the best monsters ever created beyond the original Dark Magician, beyond the original Duel Monster set, but also that playmat actually means something to me. That playmat is a judge playmat, and a friend of the channel, Yins, tossed me a message on Instagram saying, hey man, Black Rose Dragon is one of my all-time favorites. Ooh, Metal Reflect Slime. One of my all-time favorites. This is actually a few dollar card too. This is used in GOAT format. They're printing a Judge promo mat, or they're printing a North American exclusive mat that's only gonna be available for a day or until it runs out. You mind grabbing one of those and shipping it over to me? He lives overseas. So I was like, yeah, man, no problem. And I picked one up for myself, and it ends up being one of my all-time favorite play mats that I use here on the channel. It just looks great on screen. Plus, it gave me love for a non-DM era monster, and that is Black Rose Dragon. Very beautiful card. The Ghost Rare. I understand why some of you guys are Ghost Rare collectors out there. Pretty awesome stuff. Shadow Ghoul, Terror King, and we've got Pinecone. We've got Vampire Orcus, Griggle, Quarry Plant, Copy Plant, a lot of cool stuff here. But again, still dipping into that 5Ds era. Leviathan Dragon, Kaiser Seahorse. So whoever had some of these are almost sorting them by archetype or play sets, which is always cool to see as well. Swing of Memories was a couple bucks at 1.2. Get some banned cards. Any banned card, I always throw in an extra pile. You never know what's going to come off the ban list. People used to tell me it would never be Change of Heart, Monster Reborn, Regeki, any of those, but you never know. It is always something that I guess could have. There's always that little bit of possibility. Heard it a million times. Blank will never come off the ban list, and then I don't know. There's only one way to find out. As we move further in here, we've got power injectors, and just a lot of, again, just a very eclectic mix of cards, or just general kind of bulk stuff. But again, you never know. Copy plants, more plant cards. We can make a whole plant deck. Whoa, that looks like an old school card. What do we have there? A McDonald's pack too. Interesting. I wasn't expecting that. And we have a movie pack as well. Sorcerer of Dark Magic was another one of those things at one time. Got Rookie HQ Games and Cards. Shout out to these guys. Maybe this must have been whoever's original thing. Oh, what? Core TCG? I guess that's where they are ordering from. Those are both the Core TCGs. I still buy stuff from them. I've gotten a few First Ed boxes and different things on the channel. Which, by the way, if you like First Ed boxes, go ahead and check out our 2,000 subscriber special. What we do, man, we're Kraken Packs, right? Trap Masters, Union Riders. These guys I remember being very nostalgic too, from LOD, always trying to collect those. Oh, we got another Flame Ghost. That's funny. So we just did another collection video. Wait, do we have another McDonald's pack card? Yeah, we just did another collection, After Hours, episode 1, of Sid's collection. And we did have a lot of just, ooh, yeah, see, look, this is all kind of partially sorted. We did have a lot of LOB rares and cool things in there, as well as an ultimate rare you might want to check out. Probably one of the best ultimate rares I've found in a giant kind of assorted random collection. Although I have found some pretty good cards. Actually, no, the best ultimate rare I've ever found is a Elemental Hero Bubble Man Ultimate Rare First Edition. Mint. It was in a collection just like this, and then slotted in there, mint. Ultimate Rare. Very cool. Abysmal. We have the Pyramid Turtle, as well as Everlasting, Headless Knight, and Vampire Lord. See, Headless Knight is actually making me think of more LON cards, which we opened a 36 count box on the channel. And if you want to see us pull an incredible card, that would be the way to go. Okay, so we got Queen's Knight in here. A little later mixed in. That's a starter deck Yugimoto Reloaded, which was something that happened halfway through, I think 2015, 14. They did the Reloaded that came with the Ultimates. If you can get the first edition, decks. Oh, we got our first holo here, a Beat to Crap Flute of Summoning Dragon. How crazy is that, right? Celtic Guardian, Fissure, Card Destruction, Change of Hearts. But yeah, if you can get those starter decks actually pulling up, we got another holo. It's nothing crazy, but just kind of cool. We've got a rare slotted in here. It's worth maybe trying to open them, and if you want to, you know, grading some of those big hits, the cover card. The only problem is that, you know, they're not super rare, but getting a 10 on an ulti is always, you know, going to be worth your time, even though there's a bunch of those decks. The ones that I've sent in that are pack fresh have come back 9, so I do feel like it might be kind of hard to pull a Gym Mint 10 worthy ultimate from those starter decks here. We got Fatal Abacus, very cool. Legend of Destruction, what am I talking about? A Legacy of Darkness card. Wadas and Destiny Heroes. There's Bubble Man. I would like him to be ultimate rare, but he's not. It's okay. Happens, right? Go ahead and keep moving through this. Death's Feral Imp, TG Jet, Dragoonides, Gladiator Beasts, which is also something that may or may not be at the channel at the moment, but Gladiator's Assault. By the way, this card is a very great DCR trap card that used to be pretty OP back in the day. Something that may or may not be on the channel right now is that we have another Kraken Packs Reacts. So if you want to see a Gladiator's Assault Special Edition booster box broken, then you probably want to go head over there, see if it's been uploaded yet or re-uploaded. So there's a lot of series going on the channel, right? Trying to make sure that tons and tons of new and old content for everybody. So we've been working on Kraken Packs Reacts, which is me going through the back catalog of I guess kind of like the alpha, beta, pre-release version of Kraken Packs, and seeing all the different videos I made from a different time that are now delisted, and kind of reimagining those, seeing what they're worth now. We have a lot of old booster boxes. And that makes me think a little bit about the market of booster boxes right now. Since we're here, and I feel like only maybe the most dedicated fans watch these episodes. We also, Koa Mercury, that was actually a cool card at one time. The state of the booster box market right now is a little interesting, right? So we're down from the highs of 2020, 2021. We're moving into a more solemn, right, recapitulation of the market of what's going on, which would be a lot of these booster boxes that were worth, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 are kind of moving back to that, $3,000 mark. And if we see it continue to go down, I think what's going to happen is it's going to wipe out a lot more of those sealed boxes, because one of the barriers to entry, obviously, is the fact that they're more expensive now than they were. You could obviously say that about most collectibles, but they're more expensive now than they were when the product wasn't quite as hot, when this is more of a niche thing to collect these cards. Talking about 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, you could still get LOB first edition boxes for, $900, $800, $700. I think 2019 was kind of the tail end while they were moving maybe about $1,500 for wavy boxes. And if we see that price keep going down, you're gonna have more people like me, or Mr. Phil McRuxon, or Vintage Yu-Gi-Oh, or whoever, doing box openings, or whatnot people cracking boxes. Once that happens, if and when the market ticks back up, like I would assume it does, because again, these are still rare, expensive products, there's gonna be less and less of the sealed product. Thus, create a very interesting time in sealed product. You look at Pokemon booster boxes, things like Skyridge and First Edition and all these things. How many Aquapolis boxes are out there? You see people breaking those, especially at the height of the pandemic, where everyone was live streaming, opening packs, selling packs, blah, 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 blah. There's not so many of these boxes out there, and every time one is taken away, you're talking about an increase in price to the baseline of those products. So at some point, there will be such a small supply of, say, a Fair Servant First Edition box, which I know that was in Magician's Force, or I'm sorry, that and Magic Ruler. They did find cases of those a little bit later in the game, but just using as an example, there'll be such a small amount of supply of those products that those that have it will be able to demand whatever prices that they realistically want. And the longer that this hobby goes on, the more money that's in the hobby itself. People that started buying, booster boxes like me when they were cheaper, and as time moves on and now has, a bigger percentage of money that's tied up in those products, thus our income and disposable income in those things are growing and growing alongside those products maturing, then you're going to have people that are going to be able to pay bigger premium prices. We saw this in the pandemic as well, because people were able to afford, which is crazy to me, but people that were in the hobby were able to afford, buying a Magician's Force box for $14,000. But it's not mostly because those people were working some crazy job or they were rich. It's because a lot of these people had the product beforehand, and over the last couple of years when it spiked up like crazy, they were able to move things that they didn't want. For example, like I sold a Tactical Evolution box and I was able to get a Spell Ruler box, where if I didn't have that Tactical Evolution box, it might be up in the air whether or not I would have been reaching into my own savings to do that. But a lot of people are converting things into one thing in the hobby into something else. Maybe you were like me, and during the early stages of the game, I was just buying as much random product just because I liked it, and I would have some extra money after a paycheck here and there, and that would be the way I would use it, just picking up a box or something, or a pack like this when it was only $25. But now all the people that were doing that, it's moved up and it's created a pretty big barrier of entry to people that want to get into the card game. So they have to be a lot more, if you're entering the hobby and you're trying to build a position I guess we're going into financials and stuff now. Then, oh, we got a Dark Magician Girl. Hey, waifu, what is this, a Y gold? YSR? Ah, I see. So starter deck cards, yeah, a bunch of magicians. You got people that are, you know, there's a higher barrier to entry. It's not impossible though, impossible. You have to make educated decisions based on products you think will perform well. For example, I think Magnificent Mavens is an excellent product. It was only one wave, it was completely unexpected. Usually the holiday sets freaking suck. Usually completely awful. Hey, another Magician Girl. Hey, another one. Usually completely suck, and the fact that this year's did not suck, I think it caught a lot of people off guard. Not to mention that you can pull a Pharaoh's Rare, secret Pharaoh's Rare Dark Magician Girl, which I think moving forward, because again, it's unexpected and there wasn't a lot of you know, anticipation for the product, and there was a low supply, that would be a card that's definitely worth something in the future. So if you're into old school product and you're looking for a way to get into those things, if I was to do it again, I would be looking at products like Magnificent Mavens and saying, okay, this is something that will mature into the future. Now you're talking about when that does mature, it's hopefully faster rather than slower, the prices of the old school boxes are going to be more. So it's about building those positions, and then over time looking for opportunities to buy things. So Exodia Necros, looking for opportunities to grab, you know, so market goes up and maybe cashing out. You know, you can't time the market perfectly, but maybe that's the time to move those Magnificent Mavens. And then from there, going ahead and turning that into cash. And when the market comes back down, probably that might be your opportunity to buy some of those boxes. So there is still a chance to convert, you know, maybe speculative product into something that's old school that you might really want. Or, of course, you can work your ass off, save up money, whatever you got to do. Remember, I 10 years ago was working at Little Caesars and Walmart simultaneously just to make a living, and that was an interesting time for Kraken Packs, but life can move on in mysterious ways. Just seize every opportunity you can, and let's see what else is in these cards right here. Nobody watches this anyways, right? No, who's out there listening to me ramble? Probably nobody. And remember, I'm always buying collections, sorting collections, all that stuff. So why don't we just hang out, you and maybe one viewer, everybody else goes and watches the fancy box breaks, but we get to have a little fun together, and who knows what I might talk about. Rocket Goblins, we've got Blue Flame Swordsman, we've got Jane, we've got Big Shield Gardenas, we've got Spiral Serpent, Goblin Attack Force, Baby Dragons, Battle Oxes, a lot of just great old school cards, very nostalgic. Vanilla Monsters always hit differently. We look at LOB, and so LOB is a funny set because the vast majority of it, except for a few holos, are just completely vanilla monsters. They really started from the bottom, the baseline of power, anti-power creep when it comes to monsters and LOB, which is funny because a lot of, you know, broken cards we kind of, oh, okay, we're hitting some blue eyes. We take those, we take those. We do see over time that there's a lot of broken Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you know, absolutely broken, that get banned. A lot of them come from early on. So even a Pot of Greed, right, LOB card, almost like Power 9, so to speak, of LOB. Not as rare as Power 9 because there's been so many prints, and I mean, there was just way more LOB boxes than there was any Alpha Magic packs. So you gotta think about that too. Oh, we've got what became, I think, the 10 promo there, or not the 10, the Yugi promo that they did a little bit later. And so that's something you got to think about too. But at the time, are these all? Yeah, these are all McDonald's pack cards right here, which is really great. I want to open some of those. What do you think? Should we open some McDonald's packs? Let me know in the comments below. Or I don't know the last person that opened McDonald's pack cards. But that's one of the cool things about LOB, and you do find them in collections all the time. Feral Imp and the Lord of the Lamp, which is another it's Dark Revelations. I think it was originally, yeah, it's Dark Beginning too. It's originally a tournament pack card, wasn't it? It's been a little while, but we talk about master sets and what the goals are here on the channel. You know, we're trying to open one of every pack, and beyond that, I'm trying to complete the master sets for everything LOB to AST in Korean, Japanese, English, as well as, of course, first edition unlimited. So it's been quite the journey here to do that. But see, some of these cards might even end up in some of those master sets from time to time, because I talked about this, you know, earlier. You can always upgrade. always upgrade. You can get a card that is beat the crap, and then take it and upgrade it later as we move through all this bulk. Pursuit, we got Morphing, Healing Wave, but it's a goal, and I would like to think about, you know, I look at a lot of people on Instagram, right? What's everybody's different goals in the hobby? See, some people collect nothing but faded cards, slabbed up faded cards, maybe a few pieces of nostalgia from their collection. Sometimes you find random cards, like let's take Urabi. I bet there's somebody out there that really is nostalgic for that card for whatever reason. For me, oh, there's another Evil Thorn. I'll check on him, see what he's up to market-wise. There's some commons that I'm extremely nostalgic about. One of them, for example, a fake Slifer. Fake Slifer. Got me excited for a second. There's some commons here that I'm excited about. Pot of Greed, Change of Heart. Metamorphosis is still a $10 card. Not bad. I mean, that one's pretty beat up, but that's actually a good example of a common card I really enjoy. Looking back on, it was such a great card, and it was meta defining. Right? Metamorphosis was one of those cards that just kind of changed the game, and it's, you know, still banned to this day with very limited reprint action too. So Yami is a nostalgic card too, of course. When I was a kid, very into Dark Magician. Always thought he was one of the goats, still one of the goats. But I wanted to build as big of a badass magician deck as humanly possible. And to do that, well, we had to have as many dark power equip cards and field cards as possible. And we used to play, tell me if you can relate. When I was a kid, we used to play that based on where you are. So it's almost like Duelist Kingdom rules. Based on where you are, there's a good ban card. Card safe return. You would get bonuses. So like if you're on the blacktop at school, you would get Dark Monster buff. If we were playing in the dirt, you would get Earth Monster buff. If you're playing, you know, if it was raining out, you would get a buff from that or whatever. Always kind of, you know, we think back on our childhood, especially when we got into this game. Think about the things that made it so much fun. I think a lot of times it wasn't even just necessarily the cards themselves. It was what we did with the cards. It was the rules we made up. It was the friends that had the cards. It was the people we met through Yu-Gi-Oh, right? It was going over to a friend's house on Saturday morning, watching Yu-Gi-Oh, and then it would be the Battle City arc, and taking top loaders and making those our locator cards. So we used to have little tournaments where you got, you know, everyone got like 2 locator cards, and by the end of it, whoever won the most duels got into like the little finals, and it was awesome, man. I remember we would even hide like extra ones around like the basement where my friends were in. And so you could like kind of Easter egg hunt out some extra top loaders or locator cards from Battle City. It was just a really good time. Fragrant Storm, that was a good card. Oh, Contract with Exodia, that's a good one too. And that was around, when was that? So Battle City, I think about Legacy of Darkness. I think about LON, which was a very iconic set, which again, if you want to watch us open a 36 can box, which by the way, we pull a secret rare, check it out here up the top. If you want to see stuff like that, you know, that's what I think of when I'm thinking back to the memories of running around, you know, playing the game itself, or playing the game with my friends. It's just specifically in Battle City era. That was the most fun. And Dark Crisis. So there was a kid who lived up the block from me, or I lived up the block from my friend's house, who was the friend I would always go and hang out with. This is like 2004. Like, some people use the internet a lot, but it wasn't like crazy popular right yet, right? So there's still a lot of people, boomers and stuff, that did not trust the internet whatsoever. My parents did not trust it, so we didn't buy anything ever off the internet, order ever. I don't even know at that point we had a damn computer, but that was probably because we were poor. So his parents would always pre-order the cards and stuff for him, so he had everything. Oh, we're hitting some hollows. Mound of the Brown Creator. These prices are a little if I could go sell these for $3 $4 for these cards, that would be awesome. These are bulk hollows here, but a little something to mix it up with all these bulk commons. But his parents were very involved. I honestly feel like his parents, or his dad, was interested in Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Just like my dad was interested in cards too. He grew up as a sports card collector, so he always kind of tried to make sure that I took good care of my cards, which I still really did. And it's kind of crazy, no matter how much you try to tell a kid to do that. Still just gonna play with them and beat them to shit. Hey, Tessuyama Yumi is a good card, good hit. But his dad, at least, or mom, I'm not sure whoever it was, I remember them getting Exodia Necros, like either right at release or before. I had no idea. I had no idea what Dark Cry. This kid was opening booster boxes. My goal as a kid was to try to open one booster box, and the fact that one day, oh, we got a Max C. Hey, nice, dude. That's going to the ban list pile. I can't wait for that to get unbanned. I'm gonna cash out hard. See, I don't play the modern game that much. I don't have a use for the Max C, but ban list is always a really crazy time, huh? Next stack here. But yeah, he would be opening booster box. Oh, Goes and Match. Then Goes and Match got a reprint. I'm gonna have to check out that card. Goes and Match, I'm pretty sure got a reprint. It's not that expensive anymore. But yeah, my whole goal was just to open a booster box as a kid. And because when I was an adult and I finally got back into Yu-Gi-Oh, that was still my goal. I'm like, okay, well now I definitely have $60. Not much, but I can scoop up $60 and open a booster box. And I think that was like, I can't remember what booster box it was, but that was a huge goal of mine, is just to be able to crack a full box of cards. Everybody has that feeling, right? Remember the first box that you cracked open? I guess I do remember. It was first one I bought full was Shining Victories. So I had dabbled a little bit in and out of Yu-Gi-Oh. Sold a card here or there. Oh, we got another Metamorphosis. But that was like when I realized, okay, I really just want to buy a box, or I had money to finally buy a booster box. So I scooped that up, and I remember telling myself, well, I'll just open one booster box and then that'll be it. Needless to say, that didn't happen. I realized that you could pull something and then flip it back, you know, sell the cards, keep one that you want, and maybe you'd be down 20 bucks, or you might be up 40 bucks or whatever. And here I am to this very day, Pot of Avarice, doing the same thing I've been doing almost the last decade, and that is Kraken Packs. Again, guys, this collection here is from Dawnstar Games, and I remember getting the collection, and just, you know, you can tell pretty quick if there's going to be something that's maybe worthwhile, assumingly worthwhile. This is just going to be a giant bulk collection, but I figured it'd be fun to use it for Kraken Packs after hours. This has actually been sitting here for a while. I don't even know when this video is going to go live, but it's been sitting here for a while. They probably thought I forgot about them, but did not. Thank you for hooking me up with the bulk collections here. A little excuse just to chill with the few members that are out there that want to just hang out with Kraken Packs, a little after hours. Need a little break, or maybe you're out there sorting cards or doing orders, TCG player. You know, you guys have seen the video of me talking about how to sell trading cards online. You know that I'm very involved with that. Yeah, so let's see. We're getting kind of down to the nitty gritty here, the rest of the collection. See if there's anything really crazy before I haul this off to Mr. Sid. Get it sorted and taken care of. Get all the cards that are part of and Goes and Match, man. I hope that maybe you're still worth something. I'm not sure, but either cards that are going to be sent to my personal collection, right, if they're LOB through AST, and then probably sell, you know, a good portion of the rest, just try to make back the money that we got from buying the collection. So, you know, again, this is just more for fun. I'm going through these collections here, and I guess over time, you know, TCG player gets some pennies there, it'll be all right. But ooh, Ordeal of a Traveler is always a good trap card. I don't think there's anything super duper spicy so far. Just again, a bulk collection, and let's go ahead and get down to the rest of this. Oh wait, a graded slab? I don't remember this when we bought it. Bro, what? There's a first edition Summon Skull? A PSA I'm just screwing with you guys. I slotted this in. No, I'm just messing with you guys. When I was buying the collection, the people from Dawnstar is like, there's not gonna be some like Black Lotus in here, right? I'm like, nah, man, trust me, there's definitely not. You can look at the collection. Guys, is this the kind of collection you think that there's gonna be some LOB first edition Blue Eyes? Nah, so I gotta mess with you guys. Whoever was watching that was probably like, what, for a second? Or maybe you knew I was screwing with you. But no, it's just a bulk collection, folks. Just a bulk collection. You can go see that Summon Skull on my Instagram from like 3 years ago. I had to mess with you a little bit. As we end the collection here on almost the second last chunk, we got just right here. Maybe there's still a chance to pull a Black Lotus. You don't know. Maybe we'll pull 7 Black Lotuses right in a row. But no, for real, go check them out. Dawnstar. Next time you're in Central Virginia. A lot of really cool things. A lot of sealed stuff, man. You guys have a lot of sealed product that I thought was really sick. Things from like Pokemon Stadium to gold and silver. Like, you guys are looking for sealed video games, definitely e-destination. And again, arcade is super dope. By the way, not sponsored to make this video. I'm talking about them because I actually really enjoy it. They didn't pay me nothing other than me buying these cards from them. Pretty much bought them at what you should pay for a collection like this. It's all bulk, but again, fun stuff, and it gives us a little bit more channel fodder and doing some numbers on some TCG player orders, seeing, you know, what bulk is worth. And I have forgot about that side of Kraken Packs. Kind of lean into booster box opening. I know, guys, it's the most fun, but the main goal of this channel, beyond the public goal, which is to open one of every pack, because that is a pretty big goal, is that I hope I can help educate people that are new to this hobby or want to figure out how to balance that scale of how can I do trading cards for a living? How can it be part of my life? How can it be more than a hobby? How can I pay for the cards that I want to build a deck with, right? And it's a long journey, you know, it can be a very long journey, but you can do it. Anyone can do it. It's just a big time investment, and you got to do your research, and you got to know what to look for with products. And first, more importantly than any of that, you got to be passionate trading cards, and that your love for this is so great that you want this to be a part of your life, because it's gonna be a part of your life till the day you die, because people are gonna think you're a hoarder and you're gonna have trading cards everywhere and you're not gonna be able to get rid of them that easily. Until next time, keep cracking packs, and got one more thing for you. You wanna see a really cool collection with an ultimate rare? Check it out right here.